How's it going, everyone? My name is DrapPep. Welcome back to another installment of this series. So, one of the things that I have is very much literal thinking, which is very common with all people with autism. I have found an article from uh, autismparentingmagazine.com. The article says autism and literal thinking, understanding the connection. I'm not going to read all of it, but I want to read the first part here because it's very much pertaining to what I'm talking about. This was written by Corey Morrison on December 16th, 2024. One common characteristic for people who have an autism diagnosis is literal thinking. This may invite complications in social interactions and communication. The ability to understand and accommodate this type of thinking becomes important for parents and caregivers of those with autism spectrum disorder. By learning how autism literal thinking works and recognizing how this influences communication, parents, caregivers, and educators may help the autistic person make sense of a non-literal world. Now, the reason why I bring all this up is because I very much am a literal thinker. But more than that, if you try to explain something, you better be very specific with what you're going to say, or I'm not going to catch on. For example, if you come up to me and tell me, "Oh yeah, a bunch of my friends and we're going to go to the mall." Oh, nice. I hope you have fun. Like, I don't know you're inviting me right away. You need to be like, "Hey, do you want to come with us to the mall?" Thank you. Yes, thank you for specifically inviting me to do something. Now I know what's happening here. Sometimes I'll catch it, but like there's people who don't. There's people way worse than me who will not catch every single time. And I'm not saying I'm better than anybody because I fall at fault for this also. I'll give you an example of what I mean. When I was a kid and I was in class for, special education, my teacher wanted us to have lunch inside the classroom. We were all going to do like a movie thing. We're going to we're going to eat pizza, we're going to watch a movie. And we're all cool with that. But they wanted to only send one person out to get the pizzas. So nobody wanted to go. And they looked at me and they're like, "Oh, would you want to go?" "No, no, I don't. Of course not." I'm like, "Well, that's too bad. You're volunteered." All right. So I went with them. And I was with the teacher's aide. And so we had to go into the lunch line. We got all the pizzas for everybody. I'm holding the majority of all the pizzas. And the teacher looked at me and they said, "All right, why don't you go ahead and drop that and then go get some milk?" Well, what do you mean drop that? Just drop the food and go get some milk. I don't No, I don't think you mean that. And so they got frustrated and they got closer to me and they're like, "Listen, drop the food and go get the milk." And I went, "Fine." And I turned my arms over and the pizzas fell to the ground. I mean, pizza side down, splattered onto the ground. And the teacher's aide was just like, "Why did you do that?" "Well, because you told me to." "You told me to literally drop them on the ground." She was like, "No, I didn't. I told you to put them down." No, no, I'm very certain you said drop the pizzas and then get the milk. But the thing is you weren't literal enough. You needed to be very specific what you were saying. And I wasn't like I was trying to like do that on purpose. Honest to God, 100% hand on the Bible, thought that the teacher's aide wanted me to drop the food on the ground. Exactly how I was instructed. Needless to say, Nobody got pizza that day. There was not enough pizza to replenish it. I don't even remember what we did after that. All I remember was dropping the pizza and then the teacher's aide getting really pissed and then us trying to explain what had happened. And I felt like the teacher's aide was lying too when we got back. Like, oh, well, he dropped the food. Like, she told me to. No, I told him to put him down. No, your actual words were drop the food. those were your words. As God is my witness, you said that. But I didn't realize what they meant. All right. Another case of this happening, and I feel this is something that haunts me to this day. There was this friend of mine when I was a kid, and I had a crush on her. And I don't want to say her name because I don't want to like blast that on the internet. But she had a crush on me also. I didn't know that. Even though she was saying that she liked me. And I just thought that meant she really liked me as a friend. And I was like, oh, I like you too. And she got excited. She said, you do? I'm like, yeah. You're my best friend. Oh, it haunts me to this day. I didn't realize what she had meant until a few years later, once I had gotten older and I understood how relationships worked. And like, I thought back on that day and I was like, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. She said didn't she? Oh, God. And the way that she oh man, she truly tried. Like, she was just like, no, you don't understand. I like you. Like, she is so friendly. She is so friendly. I had another friend that was with me too. And they're like, what are you seeing this doofus? What are you talking about? What do you mean you like? Because he also had a thing for her. And he's like, what do you mean you like him? Are you serious? He's not even understanding the concept of what you're saying. I was like, what are you guys talking about? I was like the most like, what's going on? What are you guys talking about? She's just saying she likes me. What are you guys talking about? It was bad too. The crush was bad. I remember I would get like so flustered and like I would forget to breathe and like I would sit so like stiff. But like we truly were best friends. We did everything together. Like she was like my ride or die. You know what I mean? Like whenever we would go riding bikes, her house was the first one I stopped at if she wanted to go ride bikes. If we wanted to play Nerf guns, oh yeah, we were into it. If like there was like because we lived in an apartment complex and there was a pool, and so we would go swimming during the summer, and like I knew her for a while, like a few years. And when we go swimming, we would pretend to be dragons because that was our that was our thing. We loved dragons and sometimes mermaids. I was cool with whatever. But like we would pretend to be water dragons. It was fun. And then we would draw Pokemon together and we played Pokemon as well on our Game Boy Colors. And it was, I don't know, that friendship was amazing to have as a kid. But like thinking back on the fact that she was trying to confess that she liked me, and I was just such a goober, went over my head. But knowing how people on the spectrum are very literal, it kind of takes the sting a little bit out of that, because I'm like, okay, well, it's not fully my fault. Like, I was a little naive. I was kind of a goopy goober doofus, all right? And like, yeah, like I wasn't mature enough to understand relationships. But like, I also, being a literal person with autism, that does play a role in it. And I feel like if you're also a person who has to have things literal, it's not your fault. All right? That's just the autism. And you should never take that too seriously or too personally. But that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you so much for listening.